And when I joined academics, we used to teach on the board. But now, with the advancement of the science, we started taking lecture on PowerPoint. But today it's my first lectures on online to share with you all. So there may be some shortcomings, and I am very hopeful that the team of Synodent, with the support of my team, Dr. Josna, Dr. Abhishek, Dr. Yogeshwari, and Dr. Rahul, will try to give you something productive. So rise up, start fresh, see bright opportunity in each day. And I extend my warm greetings from Devbhoomi Rishikesh and Seema Dental College Hospital in particular. You know, trust is built on first impression. Today we are here to talking of impression. Impression in dentistry, impression in life is very important. And whenever you are meeting someone, the first impression means something very important. When you meet someone, the first thing is being noticed by anyone is a smile. That is 47%, followed by eye 31%, smell 11%, and we are more concerned about our clothes and hairstyle. And to my surprise, they come last. So be careful. As a dentist, we are the caretaker of smile, and we are fortunate enough. As per this study, 47%, I can say 50% people are noticing smile first. Today our topic is the art to capture dental impression. Art, yeah, this is a science-based art. It involves lot of scientific knowledge, but we need a art to capture a good dental impression. Because why impression is important? Because we have to send it. We have done lot of work in patient mouth, but if we are not able to record it properly, then it is going to waste. So we have to take all precautions when we are taking impressions, and we should not be lab governed. If lab is saying your impression is good, no, this is not expected. We have to set our impression as per our requirements, because we know what we have done in patient mouth and what does we want in our ultimate outcome. Why we need impression? Because we want to reduce chair time. For that we need models. Means we need something positive replica. We need some positive replica of the patient mouse, which may be in the form of model, which may be in the form of die, and which may be in the form of cast. I hope you must be knowing the difference between model, cast, and die. When we are making diagnostic impression and we are making diagnostic cast, then we usually call them models. And when we are making cast, we call it working cast or master cast. When we are making some prosthesis on this, that is known as cast. And once we are making a die, means we are making individual tooth preparation and making the positive replica of this, that is known as die. So why all this we need? We need it for diagnostic purposes, because in patient mouth we can't see all lingual aspect or palatal aspect of the teeth. For that we need models to study that, and for studying lingual and palatal aspect of the patient mouth, we have to need a positive replica, that is cast or model, that we can achieve by a good impression only. And in dentistry, most of the restorations can be divided in two things: direct restorations and indirect restorations. Direct restoration means we are doing restoration directly in the patient mouth. But being a prosthodontist, I can tell you that most of the prostheses we are making outside the mouth, and for that we need a good master cast. And for a good master cast, we need a good impression. Similarly, when we are talking of orthodontic appliances or periodontic appliances or appliances for conservative dentistry, So we need again a cast. What I mean to say, we need a very good cast to work upon in the absence of patient. And for that, we need a good impression. What is the definition of impression? As per GPT-9, a negative likeness or copy in reverse of the surface on objects, an imprint of the teeth and adjacent structure for use in dentistry. This is the impression definition as per the Glossary of Prosthodontics Technology, Terms and Technology 9. Now, what are the basic requirements for a good impression? We should know what is the basic anatomy, and most important, I can say utmost important, is the knowledge and understanding of impression materials and techniques, then knowledge of basic steps for impression and X factor. So we will take one by one. If we talk about knowledge of anatomy, we should know what are the basic anatomical landmarks in the patient mouth, what we want to record, what anatomical things we want to record. If we are talking of edentulous arches, then we have to record. If we talk about maxilla, then we have to record all stress bearing area, primary stress bearing area, secondary stress bearing area. Simultaneously, we have to record all circular depth. We have to record posterior palatal seal area. When we are talking of mandibular denture, then we have to record buccal shelf area because that is the primary stress bearing area. We have to extend our impression retromolar palate area. What I mean to say, we should know what are the important anatomical landmarks when we are talking of making impression. Similarly, when we are talking of impression for a dentulous mouth, we should have some positive guides for to limit the impressions. As I told you in upper impression, posterior palatal seal area, we should not extend beyond posterior palatal seal area. And in lower, we should cover retromolar pad areas. Whatever teeth are present, they should come very clearly when we are taking off diagnostic impression. There should not be any void and no important structure should be left out. And this we can record only when we are knowing what are the requirements, what we want to record in our impression. That is why we should know anatomical landmarks present in the patient mouth. Second is knowledge and understanding of impression materials and techniques. As I told you, this is one of the most important aspects because I can say when we are talking of materials, it is like medicine people are talking of medicines, pharmaceuticals. Similarly, when we are talking in dentistry, materials are backbone of restorative dentistry, backbone of prosthodontics, backbone of conservative dentistry. So when we are dealing with the patient, before that we should know what are the materials available and what can be used and how they should be used. As per GPT-9, definition of impression material, any substance or combination of substance used for making an impression or negative reproduction is known as impression material. I told you a dentist should be well aware of the properties, manipulation variability, dimensional stability of various impression materials. Thus, one can select the material according to the technique and patient requirement because we can't use all materials everywhere. We have to select material as per our clinical situation, as per our clinical requirement. First, I will discuss what are the ideal requirements of impression material. If you remember your BDS first year, second year days, in our time, dental materials was the subject in BDS first year. And we are new to dentistry and we don't know ABCD of dentistry and we are used to mug up, we are used to rectification of what are the ideal requirements of impression material. But in my opinion, we should try to understand instead of doing mug up. So if now you are all doing practice, you are in the senior years of the dentistry, so you know what are the steps, clinical steps. So you go step by step and you try to classify ideal requirements of an impression material as per steps. I will say material should exhibit gel and sol stage. What does it mean? any material which we are going to use must be having two stages. One is gel, one is solid. But if you say any material is having two stages, gel and solid, so what is particular what impression material? Particular what impression material is this, there should be a time gap. There is a time lapse between gel and sol stages so that when material is getting set, we have a sufficient time to record or to load the tray to record the details, which we call working time or setting time. So that is the one very important requirement of any material to be used as an impression material, means there should be two gel and sol stages with a time lag. When we are talking of thermoplastic materials, we call it hysteresis. I will discuss it later. Like any other material which we are going to use in patient mouth, should be biocompatible, means non-toxic, non-irritating, acceptable odor, taste, and color. But you know, all dental materials are having very bad taste, very bad smell. We are adding flavoring agent, coloring agent to them, like mint flavored, chocolate flavored, and what mango flavored, whatever flavor you want, it can be added. Another thing, we want to record the minute details of our oral cavity. It means what is the quality which any impression material should have? That is adequate flow. Mind, adequate flow. It should be not very much flowable, otherwise it's very difficult to hold in the tray. It should have good flow so that it can register the minute details of the oral cavity. On the other hand, it should be sufficiently viscous also, so that the viscosity means consistency, so that it can be loaded in the tray and it can transfer to the patient mouth. So there should be a balance between flow and viscosity to record the details. As I told you, it should have sufficient working and setting time. Working time means when we are started the mixing and the material gets set. That is in between the time, it is known as working time. The acquired time should be 2 to 3 minutes, because we have to load the tray, we have to transfer the tray into the patient mouth. So we should have sufficient working time, and setting time should not be very prolonged. Otherwise, patient will have difficulty in holding tray in the mouth. So setting time should be shorter duration. And after removing, when we are removing it, it should have sufficient strength so that it can't break when we are taking off patient mouth. It should have good elastic recovery. Once we have taken it out, it should be dimensionally stable. This is the another requirement. It should be easily disinfected. Nowadays, we are facing the pandemic of COVID, and disinfection of impression is very important issue in this crisis time. We can take all precautions to save ourselves by wearing personal protection kits. We are using sanitizers, we are using hand sanitizers. But when we are taking the impression, it is a source of infection which can be transferred to the laboratory purpose and to others. So we have to disinfect our impression material. So it should be easily disinfected, and 2% glutaraldehyde is the best choice to disinfect the impression. There are other sodium hypochlorite, codeine, iodine also, but in my opinion, 2% glutaraldehyde is the best solution. Another very important thing, it should be compatible with dye and model materials. You know, most of the time we are making dye or cast with the gypsum products and hydrocolloids, especially reversible hydrocolloids and irreversible hydrocolloids are also, both are not matchable to the gypsum product. So we have to keep in mind when we are using this kind of impression material, we have to use gypsum hardening solutions. Another very important requirement is multiple cast can be poured. When we want to keep the record, we want to do fabrication of various processes, we can have multiple casts. Biomedical waste management is another important and vital issue nowadays. It should be biodegradable, should have long shelf life, cost effective, it should easily available, easy to mix, easy to store, easy to dispense, and for a poor doctor like me, it should be inexpensive. Now, there are a lot of impression materials available, lot of techniques available. So we will touch upon quickly what are the materials available and what are the techniques. Because discussion of entire materials on land and discussion of entire techniques is not possible in 1 hour. So we just touch upon what are the materials available and what are the techniques. There's certain number of classification of impression materials. You must be remembering of BDS second year days. But here we are taking the most practical, which we are using in clinics, non-elastic and elastic impression materials. Non-elastic means rigid impression materials, and elastic means which can be removed from the undercuts. Among non-elastic impression materials, we are having impression waxes, impression gums, impression resins, not plaster of Paris, but impression plaster. I will tell you what is the difference. Zinc oxide eugenol impression paste, impression compound, and eugenol free impression paste. Among elastic hydrocolloids, synthetic elastomers, hydrocolloids are agar-agar or reversible hydrocolloids, or irreversible hydrocolloids are alginates. Among synthetic elastomers, polysulfides, condensation silicon, addition silicones, and polyethers are the available materials. First, we are talking of impression compound. You know, from BDS first year, we are using this material impression compound. This is a rigid type of impression material, which is reversible. Basically, this is a thermoplastic impression material. What do you mean by thermoplastic impression material? The thermoplastic material, any material which have two stages, means on heating it becomes soft and on cooling it becomes hard or set. We have three types of impression compound: high fusing, medium fusing, and low fusing. And according to the fusion temperature, we are using them. High fusing for border molding in the form of tracing sticks, medium fusing in the form of trace material, and low fusing as a impression material. So these are the various uses of impression compound. And whenever we need to record something in depth, means we are not having support of tissues, then we need a body. When we need a body, then we need a viscous impression material. So this is impression compound is a type of viscous impression material which can provide a sufficient body. That is why we are using it when we are making primary impression of edentulous patient. But the drawback of this material is this: it is mucocompressive. Mucocompressive means when we are taking the impression, it is compressing the oral mucosa, and oral mucosa is not coming in its own real form. Next material is zinc oxide eugenol impression paste. This is a chemically seared impression material. That is why it is irreversible. In this, we have two tubes. One is having base, one is having accelerators. Accelerator is eugenol. And again, there are two types of zinc oxide eugenol impression paste on the basis of flow, type 1 and type 2. When we are talking of impression for complete denture, then we are taking with the type 2, and otherwise we are using type 1 for other types of impression uses. And in this, we are having mucostatic oral mucosa, means we are taking a wash impression with the class 2 type of zinc oxide impression paste, and it can be used for other procedures also in dentistry like surgical dressings. But basically, it is being used as a second impression material for complete denture patients. Impression plaster. What is the difference between impression plaster and plaster of Paris? Basically, in impression plaster, we are adding some modifiers. to control its setting time and to control its setting expansion. And it is a rigid type of impression material, and it is being set chemically. That is why it is irreversible. It is a very good levostatic impression. But this is only in theory now. We are highly not using impression plaster much because of two drawbacks. One is the flow. It have, if you remember, I told you in the beginning when we are talking of requirement of an impression material, flow should be adequate, not much. In this impression plaster, flow is very much, and it is very difficult to hold in the patient mouth. This is the one of the drawback. Other drawback is have a very high strength. So when we are taking it out from the patient mouth, it usually gets fracture in the undercut area, and we have to reassemble our impression material, in which we can lead to discrepancies. That is why it is not being used much now. Impression waxes, we have different type of impression waxes. This is again rigid and reversible because they are again thermoplastic materials, and it can be used in various forms of waxes to record the bite records, and sometimes we want to take tubular impression, then we can use the impression waxes. Reversible hydrocolloids. Again, this is a very good impression material which give the very minute details. It is again reversible, means it is a thermoplastic impression material. It records tissue in the static form, but this is almost obsolete now as an impression material because this is highly technique sensitive, and we need lot of paraphernalia to use this kind of impression material, and that is very cumbersome for patient and doctor both. So we are not using reversible hydrocolloid as a impression material now, but still we are using reversible hydrocolloid as a duplicating material when we want to make working cast in the case of partial dentures or in the case of orthodontics. Yeah, this is very technique sensitive. Irreversible hydrocolloid. I can say the most commonly used impression material in dentistry is irreversible hydrocolloids or alginates. It is elastic. Irreversible means it is having chemically set and it recording tissue in the mucostatic stage. The drawbacks of irreversible hydrocolloids, alginates are it have less tear strength, it have poor dimensional stability. Means when you are trying to remove it from mouth, it can fracture easily because the strength is too low. And dimensional stability is very poor. Actually, this is the problem of hydrocolloids. You know there is a syneresis. What is syneresis? Syneresis of loss of fluids when impression is being exposed to the atmosphere. And what is imbibition? Imbibition, when we put it into the humidifier or in the water, it absorbs the water again. But this loss, because of this, there is a poor dimensional stability of alginate impression. That is why still it is recording very good details, and because of these two reasons, not preferred by young generation, I can say. Young generation always prefer elastomers over alginate, but alginate is good impression material for our generation, and we have advantages. We have developed form of alginate also. And another disadvantage is silica dust. When we are mixing alginate, there the dust is coming out, and this dust is more harmful for the dental surgeon and patient both, because if we are inhaling the silica, then we are having the harmful effect. And another disadvantage, poor adhesion with the tray. That is why we are using the perforated tray to hold it. What are the recent advances in alginate? Extended pore alginate, color changing alginate, tray adhesive for alginates. Now we have toothpaste form also. infection and dust-free alginates, and high viscosity alginates. Color changing alginates, I hope you must have used all of you. They are color indicator to avoid the confusion because it starts very short, sets very fast, and it indicates two colors. One color change, first color change told about the end of mixing time, and another color change told you material is set. Another Cavex cream alginate available in normal and fast setting form. This can be easily mixed with smooth consistency. It is scannable and it has more shelf life. And normal setting time is 1.3 minutes and fast set is 1 minute. But you understand fast set 1 minute is very fast. So you have to be very quick. And 5 micrometer detail reproduction, you can see how much minute details we can have with this kind of advanced alginate. When we are talking of setting time, we can control setting time in Klink also. You use cold water to extend the setting time of alginate. Now this is the siliconized alginates. This is two-paste system. One containing alginate, another containing calcium reactor. You know what is the setting reaction? I think you must be knowing. Sodium alginate with acting with calcium sulfate and making calcium alginate, which is hard. So that is why in one tube alginate is there, another tube calcium retarder is there, and again tear resistance and dimensional stability is still poor with tube system also. Antiseptic alginate impression materials, they were introduced by Yamamoto and Taniki in 1990. It contains 0.01 to 7 parts by weight of antiseptic. I told you glutaraldehyde is the best antiseptic for disinfection of impression, and it also has chlorhexidine gluconate. EPMAX shows maximum disinfection after 10 minutes. If we are using such kind of impression material, then we do not need to disinfect the impression after taking the impression as we are doing in other impression materials. Alginate waste, as I told you, contains silica and calcium salts. So this should be biomedically waste, should be discarded very cautiously, and we can reuse it. We can use to synthesize silicate cements because I consider silica, so we can reuse it to contain to have the silica cements, alginate and gypsum at 1200 degrees centigrade, 4 structures of diamide and synthesizing materials. This is the reuse of alginate waste, and we have to focus on these kind of techniques because disposal of biomedical waste is another challenge for ecology of the world. So if we can reuse any waste, then it is very good for us. Now, what are the recent advances in materials for maxillofacial prosthesis in the alginate? There are different type of alginate which are having retarder, special formula alginate, J639 alginate. These are the series of alginate which is being used for the taking the impression of maxillofacial prosthesis. This is the J603 special formula alginate for ophthalmic uses. What are the special features of this? These have neutral pH and prevent irritation to the soft tissues of the inside of the ocular, in the side of the orbit, and it have fine grained particles so that it can record more minute details of the orbit. J6390 alginate, J6370 alginate, they are being used for 6390 for ideal for hands, feet, small objectives. Bright pink and white in 2 minutes, and 3 minutes is setting time. And this is 6370 alginate for socket duplication and smaller impressions. Sets in 3 minutes and 20 seconds, very precise. J6380 alginate. This is used for larger area like head. When we are making the facial massage, then we have to use this kind of alginate. We are restoring head of the patient, and this is smooth, strong, firm, and flexible. J604 Fibrogel is a high-end retail production, 40% stronger than conventional alginate, retains moisture and reduce shrink rate, delayed pouring without loss of details. Means you can withhold. I told you dimensional stability of alginate is less, but with this kind of advanced alginate, we can wait for the little bit time. J611R alginate retarder. This is retard the alginate setting time and more control over alginate. The last group of impression materials which is widely used nowadays, that is non-aqueous elastomer reversible, and they are being set by the chemical reaction. There are different type of impression materials in this group: polysulfide impression material, condensation silicone impression material, addition silicone impression materials, and polyvinyl ether impression materials. The quality of these impression materials, they produce excellent surface details. Means flow is very good, and their elastic recovery is also very good. And with in polysulfides and condensation silicone, particularly, there are dimensional changes because of curing shrinkage. But additional silicone and polyvinyl ether have this property or this disadvantage controlled, and we have very, very good details of the surface. That is why elastomeric impression materials are commonly being used in fixed partial dentures and implant supported prosthesis. What are the recent advances in elastomers? Vinyl polyether, which is light cured, polyether urethane, dimethacrylate, white restoration silicones, and fit stacking silicones. Vinyl polyethers. This is best of polyether and polyvinyl siloxane. I can tell you, vinyl polyether is a better material than additional silicone impression material. But because of the market force, because of the market, dental companies are promoting more additional silicone. That is why we are using more of additional silicone in our practice. But if we see the surface details, if we see the dimension stability, vinyl polyether is a much better impression material, and this is referred as vinyl polyether silicone advantages. These have good tear strength, and polyvinyl silicone, vinyl polyether silicone is going on higher side if you see tear strength than polyvinyl siloxane. You can see the references. I have given the references in this slide. If you want to note down, vinyl polyether silicone and polyether, if we compare, you can see vinyl polyether silicone has better tear strength and low viscosity. Composition: polyether urethane dimethacrylate fillers and photoaccelerators. That is why it can be light cured composite resins, which we are using generally for restoration or fabrication of core, etc. It can be cured by the light and give very good dimensional stability, and it gives very good surface details. And we can use visible light cures. They were introduced in early 1988, and they have two viscosity, light body and heavy body, like we are having in addition silicons, light body, heavy body, medium body. Same pattern, visible light cure impressions also having heavy body and light body. The property starting time is short, long working time. We have to use impression tray which are transparent so that we can cure them with the light. Most of the time, blue light is used for curing. Simple curing light which we are using for curing of composites, we can use the same light. I've told you, because of good wettability, detailed production of the minute details we can restore. Another advancement in the silicon is the bite registration silicons with fast setting time up to 20 seconds. They are scannable with CAD/CAM. They are specialized from addition silicon and supplied in cartridge and collapsible form. You can see in the picture, these are the orange color thing you can see, violet color thing you can see. The patient is being asked to bite when the material in between the teeth, and this sets very fast within 30 seconds, and we get the record, exact records. Fit checking silicons, another special type of addition silicon to detect errors in internal surface of crowns and FPD and internal surface of dentures. In this, we are putting this kind of silicon in our fabricated crown and seating them on the patient mouth. So, if there is any internal surface defect, which can be detected by this kind of impression materials. Now, last recent advances in impression material for maxillofacial prosthesis. Ideal FX302 clone silicon, ideal for quick impression and multiple ports, available as 2 parts, 8 minutes RTB and expensive. The last impression which we are having, last advancement is the nanofillers, because you know nowadays we are using nanofillers in every field of dentistry. Nanocomposites are there, and we are doing lot of work in our college also in nanofillers in impression materials. By the nanofillers, we are getting the finer size impression materials which record minute details of the impressions. They are integrated in vinyl polysiloxane, producing a unique addition in siloxane impressions. Means they are giving the better details of tissues when we are having nanomaterials or nanofillers in the impression materials. Advantage are increased fluidity, higher resistance, hydrophilic properties, resistant to distortion, and snap set that reduces error like micro movements. We have done 2 research in our college, one by Dr. Abhishek Dubey, who is assisting us today as a lecturer in the college. A comparative study to evaluate the compressive tensile and flexure strength of heat activated to methyl methacrylate reinforced with silver nanoparticles, and another by Dr. Avneet Kaur. So to summarize, when we are selecting the impression material among all this, I can tell you one thing. No impression material is ideal. We have to select impression material as per the clinical situation. So when we are selecting an impression material, before impression making, we have to keep these things in mind. It should be easy to mix. It should have long working time. During impression making, it should have hydrophilic, because in the mouth saliva is there. So any impression material which is hydrophilic will give you better details. Ability to flow around preparation without slumping means have a good flow, detail capturing, snap set, good taste and odor. Upon removal from the mouth, it should be easy to remove. It should have high tear strength. It should have good recovery from deformation. After making impression, it should be dimensionally stable, easy to read. Means we have to assess our impression whether what we want to restore, we want to record, we could have recorded it or not. As I told you, it can be disinfected. During pouring of the cast, it should be compatible with the gypsum. It should reproduce reproduction details as per ADA specification number 19 up to 25 microns. Means any impression material is supposed to be good when we are getting 25 microns detail in our cast, and ability for multiple pouring. And if we want to make metallic dyes, then it may be electroplating. So these are the basic classification, basic impression material available, and what are their properties, according to which, as per our clinical choice, we have to select our impression material. Actually, there is a lot of confusion. Rather, we are blindly following, and there are different impression techniques. Once again, I will just touch upon the various impression techniques because it is a long topic. There are basically two things which you should understand. One is impression taking and another is impression making. Impression taking means we are just recording the tissue details present in patient mouth, as we are doing for diagnostic models, as we are doing ortho appliances. In this area, we are just taking the impression. Means we are snap the tray, the patient mouth or record. But important term is impression making. As per MM Diwan, ideal impression must be in the mind of dentist before it is in hands. He must literally make the impression rather than take it. What does it mean? Because when we are making a prosthesis which has to work in patient mouth like a living thing, it can't be like a indent insert in the mouth. So for that we have to have good impression, which is in combination with function. That is why in prosthodontics we call it impression making. We are doing lot of efforts when we are talking of complete denture. This is completely new long topic. I can't tell you all steps, but impression making in denture fabrication is the ultimate success of the denture lies on the proper record of impression. So impression making is very important. You have to understand, you have to differentiate between impression making and impression taking. Based on the theory of, there are various theories for techniques. When we are taking the impression, if we are applying the pressure, like we are taking impression with impression compound or heavy body elastomers, then we call it mucocompressive. Means our mucosa is being recorded in compressive form. Another is minimal pressure. Means when our impression material is having sufficient flow, good flow, like zinc oxide adhesion impression plate, alginate, or elastomeric impression materials, then we are not applying any pressures, and mucous membrane is being recorded without pressure or minimal pressure. And another technique which we are using in complete denture, that is selective pressure impression technique, because as I told you, there are different kind of areas present in the maxilla and mandible. Primary stress bearing area, secondary stress bearing area, and relief areas. So we have to decide where we have to apply pressure, where we have to relieve. So that is known as selective pressure impression technique, and this we are achieving by the different form of spacers. Then mucofunctional impression technique, when we are recording the oral mucous membrane in the functioning form, like we are doing in border molding. In other words, we call it muscle trimming. So we are doing the certain movements of muscles, and then we are recording that it is mucofunctional impression technique. On the basis of mouth opening and closing, there may be open mouth technique and closed mouth technique. Most of the time we are using open mouth technique. Based on the method of manipulation for bottom molding, it may be hand manipulation and functional manipulation. But I can say most of the time we are using both. We are asking patient to do the functional movement, and while we are supporting little bit with our hand. Dynamic impression technique is another technique when we are recording the upper lower impression together while patient is doing deglutition. So these are the few theory techniques on theory basis, and as per the material available, they are alginate agar methods. This is called as hydrocolloid laminate technique. In this, we are prepared to impression we are taking with the reversible hydrocolloid, then stock tray with chilled alginate. What means we are taking the combination impression with the alginate and agar, because agar has a good flow and is recording the minute details. So this is known as the hydrocolloid laminate technique. Putty wash impression technique. This is with the help of stock tray impression technique. In this, we select a stock tray of appropriate size, and we take impression with the putty with polythene special sheet on the impression, and then we remove the polythene sheet and scrape the area of the prepared tooth, and again take the impression with the help of light body. Then we get the all surface details. Each technique has its own advantage, disadvantage that we can't discuss in detail here, but just telling you the what are the impression techniques available. Another is injection mold bevel putty wash technique. This was given by Brian Miller in 2001. In this, we have pre-operative full arch putty impressions, drilling the hole through the tray perforation, then cut away the gingival margin region and buccal space channel, and putty is reinserted and light body is injected through the holes. So this is injection molding technique, but it has again own disadvantages because we don't know how much we have pressed, because we are not seeing, we are not visualize the inside the impression. It may have chances of white smoke. Dual phase impression technique. This is the most commonly used impression technique while we are talking of fixed partial denture impressions. In this, we can use multiple mix technique, laminate single impression technique, or custom tray impression technique. Most of the time we are using combination. We are using heavy body, a tray material, and we are using light body syringe material. And first we are doing impression with the heavy body, and then simultaneously we are applying the light body with the help of syringe. The drawback of this technique is this: when we are applied the light body around the prepared tooth, and we are pressing it with the help of heavy body, because of the higher consistency of heavy body, the light body can be washed away or moved away. So the purpose of recording minute details with the light body may be failure. So every technique has its own advantage and disadvantage, and we can use with custom tray also this. This is the tubular impression. This is again in the only historical value. In this we are using the copper band and taking the impression, or now we are using acrylic tube to take the impression of a particular tooth. The advantage is this technique is we are having a very minute detail at the margin regions, and dual arch impression trays. This is again a very recent kind of technology, but with limited application. When we are to record both arcs together, so there are special type of trays which have both side facility to load the tray, and we put in the patient mouth, and this is a closed mouth technique. and we ask patient to close in centriclation or centric occlusion, and the both things comes together, upper lower impression and bite record. By this we are saving a lot of time. This is one step technique I told you. Both impression and bite registration is doing together. This is the two-stage laminar impression technique. Laminar flow with the impression compound, impression elastomers. This is the details of how we are doing this. So, impression material, we know that have available techniques, and we have to make ideal jodi. So we can't go for divorce. We should have good matching, Janam-Patri matching. We should have good habit matching. Like we are to match our material and our technology when we are talking of impression material. What next step is knowledge of basic steps for impression. What is the knowledge of basic step of basic impression? First is the preliminary examination of the patient. Preliminary examination of the patient doesn't mean the oral examination of the patient when what we are doing when patient is coming to our clinic for any treatment. Here, preliminary examination of the patient, I mean, what are the requirements of our impression? What we want to record? As I told you, M.M. Devan said very rightly, impression should be in doctor's mind first before he capture it. So here, preliminary examination of the patient means we have to see what are the landmarks available in the patient mouth. Is there any bony growth? Or if we are talking of FPD, then sufficient clearance we have achieved. There is no undercut, and we have to get the gingival retraction properly. These all are the preliminary examination of the patient. If we are talking of maxillofacial impression, then patient is sitting comfortably. When we are planning for his or her impression, your airway should not be blocked. These all are the primary examination of the patient when we are talking of impression making. Now, next step is the and if patient is having some prosthesis, then we have to re-examine the prosthesis also before taking the examination, before taking the impression. And sometimes we can use that old denture as a primary impression tray by reducing and by modifying it. Now, sitting of the patient is very important. I know you know they are the various sitting position of the patient in clinic on dental chair. But when we are talking of impression making, our patient should be sitting vertical upright. I can say this is 90-degree position because when we are taking the impression, particularly maxillary impression, the impression material can go to the oropharynx area, which we call gagging. So we have to control this, and for this, sitting of the patient is very important. Patient should sitting vertically upright, and there are certain positions for operator and patient position. So when we are 8 o'clock position, 11 o'clock position, and 12 to 1 o'clock position, when we are taking the impression. So when we are taking the mandibular impression, the ideal position is 8 o'clock position, means we are standing in the right side of the patient, partially in front of him, so that we can put the impression tray on mandibular arch easily, and we can see the movement of tongue, we can see the movement of cheeks. While we are taking off maxillary impression, then our 11 o'clock position or 12 or 1 o'clock position is good. If we have to retract the cheeks and we have to put the impression tray, and when we are taking the impression, patient mouth operator position is very important, and side right side. Placement of tray is very important and very critical. So I've told you we have to do primary examination. So when we are putting the tray in the patient mouth, we have to follow those landmarks like buccal freedom, like vestibules. If we are placing the tray little bit tilted, then we are not getting the good impression. So these are the care position for maxillary impression and for mandibular impression. As I told you, 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock for upper and 7 to 8 for mandibular impressions. Okay. These are the not good position for making impression because patient may gag and impression may lead to the oropharynx. Selection of tray is the next important criteria because we have to select the tray as per the choice of our impression material. As I told you, different impression material have different kind of viscosity, different kind of flow. Accordingly, when we are talking of stock tray, so we have to select impression tray as per the choice of material and as per our technique. There are different type of stock trays, perforated trays. This may be for edentulous mouth. There may be rim lock tray. This is again can hold the impression material. What is the definition of impression tray? A receptacle into which suitable impression material is placed to make a negative likeliness or a device that is used to carry, confine and control impression material while making on impression at the PPT 8. I think this is a self-explained thing. What is the definition of impression tray and what is the purpose of impression tray? I told you selection of tray is very crucial and important and as per the requirement of impression material. For example, if we are selecting impression material, alginate as impression material, then we have to select perforated tray or rim lock tray. As I told you, there is no addition between alginate and tray. So when we take out the impression, it will come out, tray come out without the impression if they are not having device to hold it. That is why we are using perforated or rim lock tray for alginate. These are the another types of trays. Now we have disposable trays, color coded trays. Now we have edentulous rim lock trays also. Earlier we are not having this kind of rim lock tray, and this is Koch edentulous rim lock trays, which are little costlier, but now certain Indian companies are also making it on a affordable price. So selection of trays basically depend on the viscosity and flow of the material. If we are using impression compound, then we have to provide thicker space up to 3 to 5 mm. But the ideal space when we are talking of recording the impression for fixed partial dentures or implants, then we are using most of the time special trays and custom trays. What is the definition of special tray and custom tray? A tray which is being made for the particular person, particular situation. So there are different kind of special trays, different type of combination of materials are being used for the special trays. Supporting areas. That is why selection of trays, custom trays are very crucial and important when we are talking of technique and impression material which depend on clinical situation. I'll give you just a brief example. For removal prosthesis, again there are different type of clinical situations as per the Applegate classification or Kennedy's classification, and we have to record different kind of tissue structures. We are taking dual impression for class 1 and class 2 conditions because we are having tooth and tissue support RPDs and both are having different kind of impressions. So these are the different impression technique for removal processes. In fixed partial dentures, our main concern is to record the minute details because most of the fixed partial dentures, crown and bridge, fails at the region of cervical region. Cervical adaptability is very important. That is why our main concentration, main focus was or is always on the recording of our finish line, cervical finish line. For that, we need very good flowable materials. But as I told you, good flowable material is difficult to hold in the tray. That is why we are making special trays and we are doing different kind of techniques as I just briefed you to get the minute details in fixed partial denture. This is another technique in which we are open cut technique we are using. Then recent implant trays almost same which we are using for the FPDs. This is the mirror tray implant advanced tray in which the base of the tray can be removed after impression making, and we can see you can see the implant in position, and you can load the impression through this open area, and then your detailed reproduction of the implant attachment will be there. There is massage tray and they are moldable thermoforming trays. Means I told you these are the thermoplastic resins type tray, and we can mold them in patient mouth just with hot water or warm water. Econologue disposable impression trays also being used. These are basically used for orthodontic purposes, and they are made from sturdy plastic that will ensure an accurate and distortion-free impression. What are the scope of various impression material and impression techniques in our various dental specialties? First is, I know impression is always belongs to prosthodontics, and I am also a prosthodontist. And what is the definition of prosthodontics? The branch of dentistry that forces you to do teeth setting at the age when you should be actually doing setting someone else. No, this is not prosthodontic definition. Prosthodontic definition is art and science to replace missing tooth and natural supporting structures. So I can say impression is basically baby of prosthodontists. We are all dependent on impression, and we are dealing with all impression materials in every aspect of prosthodontics. It can be removable prosthesis, means complete denture, partial denture. It may be fixed prosthesis, means natural teeth supported or implant supported prosthesis, and it may be maxillofacial prosthesis. I will not go in detail because it's not possible to go in details. If you want, if your organizer want, then I can take detailed procedures for complete denture, partial dentures, and implant maxillofacial prosthesis. I'm just telling you the scope, what are the scope of impression making. In complete denture, I've told you just now, for primary impression, we are making with the help of impression compound, with the help of heavy body, and sometimes we can make with alginate also. If patient is having some issues and we don't have time, because you know impression compound requires little time more because we have to make first impression, then we can use alginate also for making primary impression when we are talking of complete denture. And for border molding, I told you we are using high fusing impression compound as a green stick. We can use heavy body and light body combination also. In heavy body, we can do segmental border molding, but for that we need a special kind of material, medium, that is called medium body elastomeric impression material. And for recording secondary impression, we can use zinc oxide impression paste type 2 when we are talking of wash impression. or when we are talking of another kind of impression, then we can use type 1. That is type 1 and type 2 is basically on the basis of flow. And when we are talking of heavy body, then we can use light body also to make the final impression. The requirement for final impression is it should be having good flow. Alginate is everywhere. The removable partial dentures, I told you we have to take impression as per the clinical situations. If we have class 3, class 4 type of situation, then we can have only anatomic impression and we can take it the help of alginate. But when we are having distal partial extension partial dentures, means class 1, class 2 dentures, then we have to take dual impression technique, means anatomical impression and functional impression. Functional impression we are taking with the zinc oxide digital impression first after doing the border molding of edentulous area, and anatomical impression we are taking with the help of alginate, the help of stroke tray. When we are talking of cast partial denture, we need a refractory cast. And for refractory cast, I told you in the beginning also, we are still using agar agar, and agar agar is the best choice for making refractory cast because we can take multiple casts with the agar agar. But this is very technique sensitive. We need a duplicator, we need a heating system to make it mold. Fixed prosthesis, we have crown bridge and implant. I've told here is our concentration is basically minute details, and we can use alginate and we can use elastomers, and elastomers is the better choice. As I told you, because they have good dimensional stability, they have very good flow, they can report minute details. That is why we go for elastomers as a material of choice. Bite registration I have explained you in the beginning. You can use the recent advances of the elastomers to for the bite registrations. They are very quick setting, up to 30 seconds they are getting quick set. For implants, most of the time we are using polyether and polysiloxane materials. There may be two techniques, open tray techniques and closed tray techniques. I am not going in details. Maxillofacial prosthesis is a big challenge to take the impression. We have to take impression of intraoral impression, external impression as per the requirement. If we are making nose, we are making eye prosthesis. If we are making facial massage or the finger, anything we can make in the prosthesis. Accordingly, we have to select the material. Vinyl polymer copolymer is the most widely used impression material. We can use alginate also. Modeling wax can be used for intraocclusal records. This is an example of intraoral prosthesis obturator with speech appliance. You can see we are taking extended impression into the oropharyngeal area. So we have to be very controlled movement. Extraoral prosthesis, when we are making a prosthesis for frontal process or head, and we are taking the impression like this. This is the extraoral implant are being fixed for the better support and retention of the maxillofacial prosthesis. How we are taking the impression. Used in orthodontics, most of the time we are using alginate for making diagnostic tasks and making appliance. We can use agar agar as duplicating materials. Elastomers also being used in the orthodontics. This is the special alginate for orthopital known as orthoprent. We can have stabilization sprint for TMD cases. Conservative dentistry and orthodontics is almost like impression making for prosthodontics, crown and bridge. We can make impression with the alginate or elastomers for crowns, for inlay, for onlays, for turret veneers. Impression of post space. This is very peculiar about endodontics. Here we have to take the impression of prepared canal. Here we should have good impression material which has good flow and good strength after setting so that it can should not fracture inside the canal. Light body elastomers is a good choice for this. We can use acrylic also for making this kind of impression. There is a special acrylic material is coming which is being used to take the impression of canals. And when we are making metal posts, then we are using that kind of acrylic to make the impression of the canal. Periodontics, we are taking impression for different kind of space maintainers. But in periodontics, we have to be very careful while you are selecting the material. Because child are more susceptible to do the gagging, or we have to select a material which is fast setting. So then we have shorter time duration in patient mouth. These are the all indications for night guard, athletic mouth guards. Periodontics, we have to take models sometime for study purposes, and we are using zinc oxide luminal paste as a surgical dressing in the name of Copac after doing some surgeries of flap and gingivectomy, etc. We have to use them as a surgical material. And implant is again a very part of the periodontics also. In oral surgery, basically we have to keep the record, and for pre-surgical assessment, sometimes we have to take impression. Suppose we are going to remove a trauma tumor from the oral cavity and we want to make obturator, surgical obturator, or we have to make a gunning sprint, then we have to take impression from the patient mouth, and that can be done by the alginate, which is the most commonly used material and most easily available and most easily can be manipulated. So we can use alginate when we are making the records of pre-surgical conditions to make the prosthesis of just to deliver after prosthesis like surgical obturator. Day before yesterday only we have done such case in an Institute of Medical Sciences. This is smile surgical stent. This is basically being used for the orthognathic surgeries, and these kind of records can be done in acrylics. Oral medicine people can do the diagnostic models with the alginates. Basically, they are doing it for congenital anomalies like the size of teeth. So they have to measure the size of the teeth and the bag is made inside it. For that, they can use different kind of diagnostic models for missing teeth. For now, this is the last X factor. These are the theories, these are the techniques, but there is something God gifted that is known as X factor. Everybody have different type of approach in life, so we have to develop X factor. This will come with time. This is the basically skill prosthodontist mix of science and art. Skill should be developed by study, applied practice, and critical evaluation of the situation. What is skill and ability and capacity acquired through deliberate, systematic, and sustained effort to study and adaptively. This is basically patient management. How you manage your patient, how you develop a personal rapport with your patient. This is very important component of any treatment planning. If you are going to take impression, you have to tell patient before this may give you some kind of gagging reflex. Gagging not happens usually, but you should be prepared mentally. So this is the extra skill of communication which you are telling beforehand to share. Whenever you are making an impression, whenever we are making an impression, you may have some problem. So how to control that gag sensation? You can tell them move finger, think something different. These are the all X factors which you have to develop when you are talking of impression making. If there is excessive salivation, how to control it. If a severe case of gagging, history of gagging, then you have to give medicaments also. These are the X factors which are you have to include in your day-to-day practice. Now, just coming to the last part of the presentation, I will just tell you some shortcomings which you commonly handle, see or how to handle. Flaw makes you real. When we are talking of edentulous impression, when we are talking of mandibular impression, fault 1, insufficient depth in posterior lingual pouch, and this is the most commonly occurring area. I can't show you on with the help of pointer. You can see in the lingual vestibule area there is a short of impression material, and this commonly happens, and this may be caused because of tray flank is too short. I have told you selection of tray is very important. If your tray flank is not supported up to the depth, it will happen like this, and or you have loaded the lesser material, shortage of impression compound. You have not pressurized it adequately, or if tongue is of the bigger size, tongue is being trapped, then it may happen. So we have to overcome this. We have to select a proper tray with sufficient flange. If a stock tray is not having sufficient flange, then you can add flange with the help of wax sheet or acrylic, but you have to extend your tray up to the maximum depth and you have to apply sufficient pressure. Flaws 2. Insufficient depth in the lingual labial and buccal sulci. This means you are not getting any border. It means first and utmost common thing is the lack of impression material. You have not given sufficient impression material. If you have selected correct tray, if your tray is not correct, then it also again can happen. And pressure is not applied properly. And third common thing which may occur as a beginner, your material has become too cold. What is the fusion temperature? Around 45 degrees centigrade. Between 45 to 40 degrees centigrade it flows. If you and your mouth temperature is 37 degrees centigrade, means your tray material was cold, that is why it could not flow. So these all things you have to keep in mind. Flaw 3. The presence of smooth hollow in the buccal distal periphery means this is trapping of cheek. Means when you are putting your, I told you now, when you are putting the tray in the patient mouth, that is very important. Your anatomical landmarks should match with the tray positioning. If your buccal cheeks are not being shifted away and you push the tray, then means there was a fat or there was a tissue which is coming between impression and your tray. You could not record the buccal periphery, especially in vestibule area you can see. Fault 4. Edge of the tray showing through the impression. This also commonly occurs with the youngsters. Incorrect centering of the tray. I have told you placement of tray is very important. No sufficient backward pressure on tray, improper size of tray, and long flange of the tray. You have selected the tray which is having longer flange. These are the things which you have to select the tray accordingly. And asymmetrical impression. This is because of unbalanced loading of material and ignorance of operator. Ignorance operator means you have placed the tray tilted. Either it has been shifted towards the left side or it has been shifted towards the right side. Then this kind of condition will occur. Then maxillary impression. Fault 1, shortage of impression in one or more regions of labial sulcus, especially around the tuberosities of the labial sulcus. This is most commonly occurring. In this impression, if you see, you can see the size of tray is too small. So again, selection of tray is wrong, and it may be because of material shortage, and again, you are putting the material in later stage means it has been partially shed, it is not having sufficient flow. Fault 2, too much composition beyond the posterior parietal border of the tray. This is very commonly occurring thing, and this causes gagging of the patient. It gives the trouble of gagging to the patient. Means you are overloaded the tray and you are applying more pressure and you are not making sufficient or proper movement of the functional movement of the patient. This is again because of more impression material. Fault 3, exposed tray. Again, poor tray selection, poor tray ejection, and incorrect centering of the tray. This is more compound in labial sulcus, means unrelated tray and raise, so the tray size is not correctly selected, and too much of materials. Void of material at the midline of the palate rarely occurs. This is again because of the shortage of materials and trapment of air and saliva, low pressure, and wrong positioning of the tray. Inadequate margins. When we are talking of FPD, I have told you margins are the most crucial thing in FPD because cervical adaptation of prosthesis is utmost important for the success and longevity of the prosthesis. In figure A, impression demonstrates the appearance of marginal voids, and in figure B, you can see the correct margins. So this again depend on the selection of trays and proper loading of the impression material. Internal bubbles. These are very, if you can see two great good bubbles, this is a very crucial area. So we have to avoid bubbles in our impression, and most common reason is the improper placement of the tray and entrapment of the air. But I will like to tell you one thing, we should not try to overlook it because our entire labor of making crown preparation, taking impression will go waste if this bubble is not being removed. So we should try to take new impression instead of trying to do the plastic surgery of impression. Marginal tear, because fringe material following development a tear at the margin, I have told you, this is the drawback of combination technique of heavy body and light body, because light body is having lesser tear strength, and when we put it through the syringe and we take it out, the margin and get fractured. In this case, again, we have to repeat the impression. Drags and pulls. This is again because of insufficient impression material and because of the lower strength of the lower light body, the impression material gets dragged or fractured. This is two alginate impressions. In first, we are having the bigger tray, and another we are having the smaller tray. The size of tray should be very accurate. I have told you repeatedly again and again, selection of tray and selection of material is very important. They should match each other. Otherwise, you will end with this kind of impression, which is of no use in my opinion. Separation of the tray from material, which also happens, especially with the alginate and elastomeric impression material. So for this, we should use perforated tray and we should use proper tray adhesives. And while we are removing the impression, we should use the jerk movement to take it out. Tray distortion. Distortion of the dual arch can occur from contact with the tray during heat of material or inadequate stiffness of the material. Means when you are using dual arch technique, the amount of material and amount of pressure in maxillary mandibular arch should be similar. Otherwise, it may distort. Figure 11 is showing inadequate application of syringeable material taken as a two-part impression and leading to a step in the material. Means what you have done, you have loaded the more material with the syringes and there was a less space. That is why that could not match or could not merge with your tray material or heavy body, and which is giving a step. This will lead to failure of the prosthesis. It will not seat. This is when we are taking the bite record or occlusal intercustation records with dual arch trays, open bite on left, means you have given more materials. Your teeth are not meeting. So that is why improper intercustation will be recorded during impression, and you have to be very careful when you are taking dual impression technique, and you have to cross check whether the opposing side teeth are coming in maximal intercuspal position or not. Contact of posterior teeth was evident with distal aspect of plastic tray. Means material was less. That is why you could not record the proper anatomy of posterior teeth, and tray is getting exposed. So you have to load tray properly and apply pressure accordingly. A lack of contact is demonstrated and maximum intercustation was developed. In this, an entire arch is not getting sufficient material, means your impression is useless. Because this is happens in elastomeric impression materials and in particular polyvinyl silicon materials, because it remains unset because of surface contamination. If your prepared tooth or nearby area is having some contamination which is stopping the setting reaction of the impression material, that can give you surface contamination. Inadequate impression material mixing. This is another very important step. Whether it is zinc oxide usual impression made, whether it is any kind of elastomeric impression material or alginate, they should be properly mixed and uniformly homogeneously mixed. Then only you will get the good impression. Cast discrepancies. This happens when you are pouring the impression with cast and your that is contaminated with wire or saliva. So then you will get this cast of cast which having multiple bubbles, and this is more common in the polyvinyl silicons because of the hydrogen gas is being released. That is why when we are pouring the impression of, we have to wait for some time so that this gas release is complete. Otherwise, your cast will not be a good cast, it is a useless cast. So, coming to the end, what are the golden rules? Study the clinical situation, select good material as per the clinical situation. I emphasized throughout my presentation, tray size matters. You have to be very careful about tray, and that is why always custom tray is better for final impression. Loading of tray, you have seen all flaws. Loading of trays is very crucial. If you are not properly loading out tray, and you are not properly placing the tray in the patient mouth, balance, fixing, loading and setting, and placement of tray. You have selected a good material, you have selected a good material technique as per your clinical situation. But if you are failing for management of time while loading and fixing the tray, your impression will not be good. If your tray is placed little tilted left or right, then your preparation will not be recorded properly. The placement of tray is very important. Get your timing right. Retrieval operation is also very important. This clinical situation of undercuts or when you are talking of fixed partial dentures, the impression should not break. And assessment and evaluation of impression. It will come only when you are knowing what you want to record, what you were supposed to record, that has been come or not. You have to see and assess your impression. Accordingly, you have to proceed. Never hesitate to repeat the impression. If your impression is not good, you are not finding the correct required details, just discard the impression and repeat the procedure. Okay? And disinfection is very important. We are usually missing it. And because of this pandemic, we have to be more careful and we should pour impression as per the guidelines of the operator. Keep calm and follow the golden rules. Notebandi, all is there. So in dentistry also, we have to think about digital dentistry. And when we are talking of impression making or impression taking, now we are shifting towards the new technology, is known as CAD/CAM, computerally added impression making and machining by getting the crown by machining. Digital impression is optical or digital scanner are internal parts of the image acquisition and first step in CAD/CAM technology. What are the advantages? It can reduce the chair time when mastered. This is very important. Minimize the bench time of the laboratory. Patient is more comfortable, especially for discomfort of the impression material in being mouth, particularly in gagging patient. A demonstration tool that is more appealing to the patient than a impression tray and loaded with some smelling material. Electronic record that can be easily retrieved, discussed with the lab. Means record has gone to computer and we can discuss with the lab, we can discuss with the patient. These are the advantages of capturing an impression with the help of camera. What are the visual clues while scanning? Depth indicators, surface white, surface red. Scanning of the preparation, begin and end the occlusal surface. Don't forget your end zones. Rotate full go to best capture contact walls. It all begins with a strong protocol. Scan prepared tooth, video review of the preparations, scan reminder of the operative hours, scan opposing hours, and registered byte. There are different systems available. This is how we can record the data in the computer. This is the how we are capturing the digital impression step by step thing you can see. So we can conclude clinical skills alone without compassion or awareness distort the image of a true professional. So you have to learn, you have to acquire the knowledge, you have to develop the skill, but you have to apply them professionally. With these words, I thank you all for patiently listening. I hope I could have given you something productive. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
These are my references. If you want, you can take them. So many references. And this is the beautiful lake of Oli. You can see Nanda Devi in background. The picture is clicked by myself. Thank you.